Do you have an agenda in terms of what you would like to see happen to your father and your stepmother over these indictments?
No. I feel like if they aren't guilty, I hope that they don't have to do any time for the crimes. And if they are, then I still hope that they don't have to do any time for the crimes because they're my parents. And I don't like them, but I love them, and I'll always love them. But for what they've done to me with this media circus, I will never forgive that.
Because they've held you up to ridicule, they've threatened you.
Right. And I've had to deal with all kinds of shaming comments. And yes, there's been some great people on social media, that have reached out and sent amazing, empowering messages, about toxic family and stuff. But I've also received really negative, nasty ones. And why would you do this to your family? I have no responsibility in that. And I'm not going to take responsibility for something that I didn't do. And if they felt like that they were right, and when I say they, I'm talking about my family, why does it collectively take all of them to gang up on me?
If you're called to testify, if they subpoena you in this case, if it does go to trial, and if you're asked about attempts to leverage you, to extort you, whatever adjectives they want to put on it, you're going to say exactly what happened.
Yeah, and now I'm on record here saying it, so
Right.
Yeah.
Have you read the indictments against your father and stepmother?
I have.
And the indictments are pretty clear. Bank fraud, wire fraud, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and they're talking about claiming that they had money that they didn't have and using that to misrepresent themselves to lending institutions and people that they were doing business deals with. Do you believe that took place?
Honestly, I've never seen my parents do anything in that regard illegally, so I can't really say if it did or if it didn't.
Where's the bottom here? I mean, are you concerned that if this goes forward, that your name might wind up on documents or something somewhere that you might be implicated in some of the things they're accused of doing?
At this point, hashtag gloves off, I don't know. I feel like it is the bottom. What has happened is very scummy.
My experience has been that federal prosecutors, state prosecutors don't bring cases they don't feel they can win. They bring slam dunk cases. Don't know, but let's assume they got all their ducks in a row before they pulled the trigger here. I cannot imagine USA giving a big hug,
Bear hug.
to this show if they've got people that have defrauded the government, lenders, landlords, people like that. That's rewarding bad behavior. If this all goes away, what happens? What happens to the family then?
Well, since they will be watching this, they're going to say that that was my agenda from the get-go because I wasn't on the show for them not to have one. I don't care if they want to stay on there and act stupid. That's on them. I don't care. I think that will be a humbling experience.
You've not been questioned, you've not given evidence, you've not provided documents, you've not given testimony. You've had no involvement in this whatsoever. How can this be your problem?
Honestly wish that they would reveal who the witnesses were. I wish they would, because it would clear the allegations against me, because it's not me.
Let's say this goes to trial and they start calling these witnesses, and the witness list comes out and you're not on it. You're not a source, you're not a witness, you didn't even give documents, you did nothing.
In fact, I was asked if I ever would testify, and I said no.